Have you ever noticed something strange about your own mind? It can support you, and in the very next moment, it can pull you down. You prepare with confidence, and suddenly doubt appears. You decide to stay calm, and irritation rises.
And often, there is no external problem at all. Everything is fine outside, but inside, the mind keeps creating disturbance.
So where is the real struggle happening? In the world? Or in the mind that is experiencing the world?
Krishna answers this very directly. He says, lift yourself by your own self. And if the struggle is inside, then the solution also has to begin inside. Do not pull yourself down, because your own mind can be your greatest friend or your greatest enemy.
Welcome back to Beyond the Battlefield. This is where ancient wisdom meets modern leadership. And today, we explore Chapter 6, verses 5 to 9, where Krishna takes us directly into the mastery of the mind. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt completely exhausted, even when nothing outside was actually that overwhelming? Deadlines were normal, work was manageable, but inside, something felt heavy. And you told yourself it's because of the situation. But what if that's not the real reason?
This is exactly where Krishna takes us next. Chapter 6, verse 5.
Elevate yourself through the power of your mind and not degrade yourself. For the mind can be the friend and also the enemy of the self.
That's intense. So Krishna is saying, my biggest support and my biggest problem are both inside me?
Yes, and more specifically, he's talking about your mind. The same mind that helps you solve problems, make decisions, build your life, is also the mind that creates anxiety, fear, overthinking, and self-doubt.
So the problem is not outside.
It never was. Krishna is saying something radical here. Your life is not being controlled by the world. It is being shaped by your mind.
That's uncomfortable to hear.
And the real tragedy is, most people don't even understand how their mind works.
That's true.
Your mind is active 24 hours a day. It interprets everything. It reacts to everything. It creates meaning for everything. And yet, you've never really been taught how to use it.
So what happens then?
Then the mind becomes your master. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. Two leaders, same pressure, same market, same expectations. One leader walks into the room, already tense. He is thinking, what if this fails? What will people think? What if I lose control? And before the meeting even begins, his mind has already defeated him. The second leader faces the same situation, but inside there is clarity. He sees the challenge, but he is not overwhelmed by it. He responds instead of reacting. Same situation, different mind. One is being controlled by the mind. The other is using the mind. Leadership is not tested when things are easy. It is revealed by how your mind behaves under pressure. And when the mind becomes the master, It drains you. It confuses you. It traps you in patterns. But Krishna is saying this can be reversed. The mind is not your enemy. An untrained mind is.
So the same mind can either pull me down or lift me up?
Yes. And this is where it becomes very subtle. You are not your mind, because if you were, you wouldn't be able to say, "Why am I thinking like this?"
I'm not?
If you were your mind, you wouldn't be able to observe it. But you can notice your thoughts. You can question them. You can change them. So there are two layers within you, the one who is thinking and the one who is watching. And most people are living in the thinking layer. They are reacting, repeating patterns, running on autopilot. But the moment you shift to the observing layer, you start taking control.
So lifting yourself means training your mind?
Exactly. Krishna is not asking you to change your life. He is asking you to stop being controlled by your own mind. And once you see this clearly, Krishna takes it one step deeper. He says, it's not just that the mind can be your friend. It becomes your friend only when you train it.
Have you ever felt this? You know what is right, and yet you don't do it?
That is exactly where Krishna takes us next. Verse 6 is not just a teaching, it is a mirror. Krishna says,
For one who has conquered the mind becomes the best friend. But for one who has not, that same mind becomes the worst enemy.
The same mind. Friend or enemy?
yes, nothing outside changes. Only the relationship with your mind changes. Let's understand this simply. You decide to wake up early, 5 a.m., alarm rings, and a voice says, just 10 more minutes. The same mind, friend or enemy?
That voice always wins.
That voice is your untrained mind. And that moment is verse 6 in action. You are not failing your goals, you are losing control of your own mind.
And we don't even realize it.
There is a powerful insight. The mind is active all the time. If it becomes your master, it creates chaos. But if you master it, it becomes a power center.
But how does it actually become an enemy?
Not dramatically, very subtly. It shows up as overthinking, self-doubt, fear, comparison, and the most dangerous one, delay. You have an important presentation. You are prepared, but your mind says, what if you fail? And suddenly, confidence drops. Nothing has happened, but your body reacts as if failure is real. That is an enemy mind. Let me show you something deeper. Two people, same situation. One gets feedback from the boss. First person goes home, keeps replaying it again and again. By night, heart is heavy, sleep is disturbed. Next day, body feels tired. Even before the day begins. That is not the boss. That is the mind becoming your enemy.
So the mind doesn't just affect thoughts, it affects the body too?
Completely. An untrained mind creates stress. Stress becomes chemistry. And chemistry becomes your physical state. Anxiety, fatigue, high blood pressure, they don't start in the body. They start in the mind. Now look at the second person. Same feedback, but this time The mind says, learn, improve, move forward. No overthinking, no replay. Sleep is peaceful. Energy is intact. Same event. Two different bodies, two different lives. Your mind is not just shaping your thoughts, it is shaping your health. An untrained mind does not just disturb your peace, it's also disturb your health.
So what changes?
Awareness. A trained mind does not believe every thought. It questions. It filters. It chooses. Your mind is not against you. It is just untrained. There are two levels within you. Lower mind, emotional, reactive, higher mind, aware, intelligent, stable. Krishna is saying, let the higher mind lead the lower mind.
This changes leadership completely.
Exactly. A leader with an untrained mind reacts, gets triggered, loses clarity. A leader with a trained mind pauses, observes, responds. Same situation, completely different outcome. The same mind that is holding you back can become your greatest strength, but only when you stop being controlled by it and start training it.
But the question is, how do we actually train the mind? That is where Krishna takes us next. Have you ever noticed how a single comment can change your entire day? One moment, you're confident. The next moment, you're doubting everything.
And the situation hasn't changed, only the mind has. And Krishna now takes us deeper. After telling us the mind can be our friend or our enemy, he shows us something extraordinary. In verse 7, he shows us what happens when the mind is no longer in control of us.
The yogis who have conquered the mind rise above the dualities of cold and heat, joy and sorrow, and honor and dishonor. Such yogis remain peaceful and steadfast in their devotion to God.
That sounds almost impossible.
It feels impossible because most of us are not living, we are being controlled. Let's be honest. How many times has your mind made you react when you didn't want to?
One email, one comment, one delay, and suddenly your entire state changes.
That is not strength. That is dependence. And here is something very important. Your intelligence may be high, your experience may be strong, but if your mind is unstable, your decisions will still suffer.
So intelligence is not enough.
No, because intelligence belongs to the brain, but stability belongs to the mind. This is what modern understanding is beginning to show. The mind runs your life 24 hours a day. If you don't train it, you don't control your life.
So when Krishna says Jitatmana, he doesn't mean someone who has no thoughts. He means someone who is no longer helpless.
Exactly. Because an uncontrolled mind doesn't just disturb you, it can make you completely helpless. And Krishna is not only talking about the mind, he is also pointing to two powerful disturbances: the body and the ego, heat and cold, comfort and discomfort. These disturb the body. Respect and insult, praise and criticism. These disturb the ego.
So a person is constantly being pulled by the body and the ego.
Yes, and if the mind is weak, it becomes a slave to both. This is why Krishna earlier explained the structure of the inner system. The mind creates reactions. The ego takes things personally, but the intellect has the power to guide both. So when Krishna says master the mind, he is really saying use your higher intelligence to not be dragged by your impulses.
That changes everything.
And here is the biggest misunderstanding. People think this verse is about peace. No, it is about power. A stable mind does not just feel better, it decides better, it performs better, it leads better, it lives better. A leader who gets carried away by praise will be destroyed by criticism, and a leader who panics under pressure will create chaos around them. But a leader who has mastered the mind remains steady in both success and failure.
So, this is emotional immunity.
Yes, and very few people reach this state. This is not common. This is not normal. This is what separates extraordinary individuals from the rest. And when this happens, the world does not stop, but its power over you does. And that's when something higher awakens. That is what Krishna means, Paramatma Samahita. When the mind becomes still, you don't become empty, you become aligned.
But if someone becomes this steady, what do they actually experience inside? And how do they live in the world without being shaken by it?
We've seen the mind as an enemy. We've seen it become a friend. Now Krishna goes one step deeper. What does life feel like when the mind is truly mastered? Krishna answers that in verse 8. He says,
The yogis who are satisfied by knowledge and discrimination and have conquered their senses remain undisturbed in all circumstances. They see everything, dirt, stones, and gold, as the same.
So first thing Krishna is saying, a person is fulfilled through knowledge and direct experience. Not information, transformation. Not reading about calmness, but becoming calm.
So, this is the gap between knowing and living.
Exactly. Most people have knowledge, but very few have realization. And this is where something very important comes in. Our mind is constantly chasing more success, more validation, more pleasure. But what happens? The moment one desire is fulfilled, the mind creates another. So fulfillment never actually comes because the system itself is designed to keep you chasing. Krishna is saying, break the loop. Real fulfillment does not come from getting more. It comes from needing less. When the mind stops depending on external outcomes, something shifts. Silence appears. Peace appears. Contentment appears. And then Krishna says, this person becomes like a rock, not just stable, unmoved by change itself. You are no longer becoming something. You are resting in what does not change. Situation change, people change, results change, but inside nothing shakes. It doesn't mean you stop seeing, stop enjoying, stop living. It means you are no longer controlled by what you experience. Krishna says, this person sees mud, stone, gold as equal.
Equal?
Not in value, but in emotional impact. Look around. People with money, with success, with recognition. Still restless, still anxious, still searching. Because the problem was never outside. It was the dependency inside. And not just wealth, even identity, even recognition stops defining you. When the mind is not constantly reacting, not constantly craving, not constantly comparing, it conserves energy. And that energy becomes clarity, becomes strength, becomes presence. When the mind stops chasing, energy stops leaking, and that saved energy becomes awareness. This is the difference between a successful leader and a stable leader. Success depends on outcomes. Stability comes from within. If your peace depends on outcomes, you will never be peaceful. Krishna is not teaching you how to earn more, how to achieve more. He is teaching you how to stop being controlled by what you achieve.
So this is real freedom. Not from the world, but from dependence on it. The world loses its power over you the moment you stop needing it. We've seen how the mind becomes stable. We've seen how fulfillment comes from within. But Krishna doesn't stop there. He now asks something far more difficult. How do you remain stable when it comes to people?
And this is where most people fail, because controlling the mind in silence is easier than controlling it in relationships. Imagine this. You walk into a meeting and someone you trusted publicly disagrees with you. Not just disagrees, undermines you. You feel it instantly. That tightness, that reaction. The mind immediately labels friend, enemy, supporter, threat. This is how the mind works. It categorizes people based on how they affect you. Good for me, bad for me, useful, dangerous. And the moment that label is created, your response is no longer free. And when the mind becomes quiet, something else appears. Understanding. You begin to see that people act from their own conditioning, their own fears, their own limitations. Not because they are your enemy, but because they are struggling. And if you look deeper, this reaction is not random. The mind creates the reaction. The ego takes it personally, and the intellect fails to intervene. And that is why you feel trapped in that moment. And this is where Krishna steps in. He says,
The yogis look upon all, well-wishers, friends, foes, the pious, and the sinners, with an impartial intellect. The yogi who is of equal intellect towards friend, companion, and foe, neutral among enemies and relatives, and unbiased between the righteous and sinful, is considered to be distinguished among humans.
That sounds almost impossible.
Krishna is not randomly listing these types, he is covering the entire human spectrum. Look at it carefully. People we like, friend, well-wisher, relative, people we are neutral to, stranger, observer, mediator, people we dislike, enemy, hater, wrongdoer.
That's almost everyone we deal with.
Exactly. And Krishna is showing something very subtle. Your mind reacts differently to each of these categories. With people you like, you become attached. With people you dislike, you become reactive. With people you are neutral to, you become indifferent. And because of this, your inner state keeps changing based on who is in front of you. And Krishna is saying a yogi is not free until all these reactions settle. Different people, different reactions. And this is important. It does not mean you treat everyone the same. You don't trust an enemy like a friend. You don't ignore wrong actions. But internally, You are not disturbed. This is not suppression. You are not forcing yourself to stay calm. You are no longer disturbed. What actually gets hurt is not the situation, it is the ego.
And that reaction feels so real in that moment. How could he say this to me? How could they treat me like this? And the moment ego reacts, clarity disappears.
This is where leaders collapse. They favor supporters. They resist critics. They avoid uncomfortable truths. And slowly they stop seeing reality. But Krishna's yogi sees clearly, not through emotion, not through bias or through ego. He responds from stability. Two leaders, same criticism. First one reacts, defends, attacks back. Second one listens, filters, responds with clarity. Same situation. Two completely different outcomes. People don't disturb you. Your interpretation of them does. So next time someone triggers you, don't react immediately. Just ask yourself, am I seeing clearly? Or am I reacting from my mind? An interpretation comes from the mind. And when the mind becomes stable, something shifts. You don't become the reaction. You observe it. So the same mind that can be your enemy is now reacting through people. And the same mind, if trained, remains free even in conflict. If people control your peace, your mind is still untrained. Krishna is not asking you to change people. He is asking you to stop being controlled by them. The world doesn't disturb you, people don't disturb you. Your mind was the only battlefield. So real freedom is not from situations, but from reactions.
So Krishna takes us through something incredible. He begins with responsibility, then shows us the battle with the mind, then stability, then fulfillment. And now, he brings us to the most difficult test: people. Because it is easy to feel peaceful when everything is going your way. But the real test is when someone disagrees, criticizes, or stands against you. And in that moment, you don't see them. You see your own mind reacting. Your labels, your ego, your conditioning. And that is Krishna's point. He is not preparing you to escape the world. He is preparing you to remain undisturbed within it. But this raises a deeper question. If the mind is the battlefield, how do we actually train it? How do we move from understanding to control to mastery?
And this is where Krishna now takes us next. He moves from insight to discipline, from knowing to practice. In the next episode, he will show us something very practical. How to sit, how to train the mind, how to begin meditation, and why most people fail before they even begin.
If this episode made you pause, made you reflect, then you are already on the path. Share this with someone who is fighting their own inner battles. And if this resonates with you, subscribe to Beyond the Battlefield. Write to us at beyondthebattlefield@outlook.in. And do check the GPT companion link in the description, because the next step changes everything.